Today we've brought you The Whale featuring Brendan Fraser, everything you need to know. So stay tuned and let's get into it. Over a month into filming The Whale, Brendan Fraser was all pedal and no gas. For a wrenching scene in which his character Charlie apologizes for his failings to his estranged teenage daughter, Sadie Sink, the actor had already rehearsed the scene to perfection. He'd spent months deep in research. He was finally comfortable-ish in his metamorphic prosthetic suit. But now, nearing the shoot's end, he felt depleted. Director Darren Aronofsky called for a 5-minute break after one take, and then lunch after another. Fraser recalls of that day, "I was feeling poorly. It would have been a failure." Darren said, "We're going to come back and do this tomorrow. You peaked," he said. "It happens, you peaked." This is an extraordinary collaboration, and two very different, if equally massive career leaps, at the heart of The Whale, which premieres at the Venice Film Festival this weekend. There's Fraser, portraying a reclusive online teacher near the end of his life, in the most transformative and yes, impressive performance of his 30-year screen career. And there's Aronofsky, a brazenly stylistic filmmaker, from Requiem of a Dream to Black Swan to Mother, executing a relatively straightforward kind of movie, a starkly realistic stage adaptation that stays in a single location, Charlie's home, from beginning to end, without flash or fuss. The Whale marks the culmination of a 10-year journey for the director. Aronofsky first saw the play of the same name, written by Samuel D. Hunter in 2012, and was instantly moved. Hunter worked on a screenplay after Aronofsky reached out, only for challenges to steadily arise. For one, Aronofsky felt determined not to leave Charlie's home or abandon the play's stationary conceit. For another, the process of finding an actor who could bring both star power and authenticity proved taxing. Aronofsky recalls, "I thought about every movie star playing Charlie, and it never made sense or clicked, until Fraser came to mind." If you're enjoying this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated. Now, let's get back to the video. A megastar of the 90s and early 2000s movies, Fraser was the subject of a 2018 GQ profile that examined his retreat from the Hollywood mainstream. Of late, he's inched his way back in TV series like The Affair and Trust, and films including the now-defunct Batgirl and the upcoming Killers of the Flower Moon. Hunter tells me he wrestled with the Fraser casting idea after first hearing it. He could only see the Mummy and George of the Jungle, the face that dominated movie posters from his teens and 20s. He later remembered Fraser's edgier turns, such as Ian McKellen's complex counterpart in Gods and Monsters, but his initial impression held water. Fraser had never played a role so outside of himself, exactly why Aronofsky wanted him to go on the ride. Fraser disclosed, "He said he wanted an actor to reintroduce, and I wanted to be reintroduced." The detail of Charlie living with life-threatening obesity while reeling from the passing of his lover came to Hunter later. Hunter revealed, "I arrived at it through my own personal struggles with it, as I used to be a lot bigger." In Aronofsky's The Whale, we spend 5 days with Charlie. The film is not shy about showing compulsive binge eating as part of this man's day-to-day life and demise. Aronofsky explicitly said, "Unfortunately, so many characters portrayed in the media who are living with obesity are treated awfully. That was never Charlie. Obesity is just part of what Charlie is. After 10 minutes of spending time with Charlie, that's the breakthrough that we hope the film has for viewers." The first time Fraser saw Charlie's prosthetic suit on a mannequin, it took his breath away. He thought it belonged in London's Tate Modern Museum. He said it was that beautiful and that arresting. Aronofsky's longtime collaborator Adrian Morad, an Oscar nominee known for his innovative digital makeup effects, was brought on early to ensure an empathetic, realistic transformation. There's very little CGI in the final product, but instead incredibly elaborate and naturalistic prosthetics, modeled via a digital sculpture before a 3D printer made it a reality. Fraser found the physical requirements cumbersome, not exactly comfortable, at times highly technical. Working closely with the Obesity Action Coalition, Fraser immersed himself in the disease's particulars, speaking with many who've undergone bariatric surgeries and watching countless dramas, comedies, documentaries, and reality shows to fully grasp past portrayals of people with higher weight bodies. When he took off all the makeup, he had vertigo, as if he'd just stepped off a ship onto a dock. Fraser revealed, "I learned quickly that it takes an incredibly strong person inside that body to be that person. That seemed fitting and poetic and practical to me all at once." Beyond his physicality, Charlie is also a character with profound empathy and love for everyone around him, including his estranged daughter Ellie, played by Sadie Sink. The Whale was Aronofsky's favorite kind of challenge, in that it had so many limitations. He learned long ago on 1998's Pi that boundaries are your gateway to freedom, In that film, he only had $20,000 and a dream. In Mother, he was limited to a house. And in The Whale, it's not just a single apartment, it's also a character who doesn't move much. The Whale premieres at the Venice Film Festival on September 4, and will be released in theaters on December 9 via A24. This feature is part of Award Insider's exclusive Fall Festival coverage, featuring first looks and in-depth interviews with some of this coming season's biggest contenders, and we can't wait to see it all for ourselves.